New Xbox console. Marty, tell me about it.
Well,
This
they
is under
announced
the
that
call
the 500 gig is getting the $349 price drop is permanent.
Called it!
Called it.
Was
Called it.
that not the case?
No, so it went back up, and then it went back
When?
down.
I
right?
missed that
No.
one.
Oh, yes. No, you didn't. Stop.
Yeah, you were here.
Okay.
Just hit you with a
We
news.
were all
recap,
betting.
Remember,
Yeah.
in the first week of January,
Yeah.
the holiday pricing ended, and they put it back up.
To
And we said
400.
to 400.
Right.
And we said, that's insane.
A week later, they're gonna bring it
madmen.
down.
8 days later,
Yeah.
they put it back to 349 and said, because, well, with the holiday promotion, back up a second, they did put an end date on
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
They said, this is
Yes.
running through like January 3rd. And then after it went back up, 8 days later,
Went
they
back
put it
down to
back down.
350.
And they did say promotional price, but they didn't put an end date on it. And that's when we said, watch, come E3, they're going to
Yeah.
make that.
They'll
Phil
say,
Spencer's going to
stay.
walk out and say it's not that price is now permanent.
So it's not like it was 350 temporarily again, but then went up to 400 again, and
It
it's going
kind of-
back down again.
It kind of was temporary, but they didn't
Okay.
put an end date.
It was
on
like
it.
an indefinite.
So
discount.
now they're
but
just-
now it's
yes.
officially forever
Yeah.
discounted to 350.
Well,
Okay.
it's official. Yeah, officially 350, which means that leaves room for
349.99.
Yeah, that
Stop. I'm gonna murder you in the face.
which leaves room for the new 1 terabyte bundle, where you get the matte finish console. You get a new controller with the 3.5 millimeter headset jack.
Yep,
And
love
you
that.
also get a copy of Master Chief
There's a
Collection.
chat headset in there too.
Oh, there's a
which,
headset
which
in
just which
Oh,
goes
cool.
a 3.5 millimeter jack
goes
headset.
right
It
there.
literally looks exactly like the 360 headset,
Yeah.
and it probably is.
Nice.
Yeah, nice.
Which is fine.
Is this still the controls on the attachment that plugs into the controller, like the volume mute?
That's
all
a
that
good
stuff?
question.
I still want to know
Is
how
that
those
actually-
old.
no, yeah.
I want to know how the old ones work with the new controllers.
Yeah, like do they?
yeah, they
That'd be
might
nice.
not. You might just have to buy a new
Because that was
one.
the thing that we were. I think we talked about this last week. Like,
Yeah.
I wanted the input to look exactly like it was, so my old stuff's compatible, but to also have that 3.5 jack.
Yeah.
The
We'll
other
see.
thing, go ahead.
No, I just said we'll see.
Yeah. The other thing, I want to back up, Marty, the matte finish console. I find this interesting. They did this with the 360 as well, where they
right.
we had of course the initial one was matte, and then they on the slim redesign it was that
glossy. Yeah, the black
beautiful
with-
system, which I love, and then after a while they switched it to matte.
Yeah.
And I've got to figure it must be a cost thing, right? Like, it's got to be cheaper to just run it, to print it matte, to stamp it out matte, than to do that. I'm sure it's like an
glossy
extra
finish.
machine
Yeah,
layer.
yeah.
And I
weird.
just wonder, is it because you want to make it super shiny and pretty when it's new to entice more people to buy it, and then after a while people don't. They're used to it and they don't care. I'm just curious. What's the
Thought process
what's the
behind that.
business psychology behind
Yeah.
starting with a glossy finish plastic box, a consumer electronics device, and then going after a while going, okay, let's just do it in matte now.
Yeah, I'm curious if that actually impacts sales whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like, are there consoles that people would be like, well, I would have bought it, but
But it's not glossy.
but it's not glossy. Whereas, like, I'm just like, I put it under my TV and I don't care. I don't look at it.
It took us having this conversation for me to realize that my machine was not matte.
Yeah, because you're
I
thinking,
just
like,
don't remember.
Well,
I just don't care.
It's sort of the two-tone.
yeah, yeah.
The
it's like
the
layered.
Xbox Ones are two-tone. And it's actually so are the PS4s. I wonder if Sony will follow suit and they'll just be like, oh, okay, our competitor went ahead and saved a few bucks and is doing matte. Okay, we'll do matte too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say, though, I'm very happy to see that Microsoft is taking the lead on upping the storage.
Yeah.
Sony does have a 1 terabyte machine coming. There was an FCC listing for it. We did a story on IGN. Microsoft is getting theirs out first because this is what Microsoft, they're by virtue of being in second place. Yes, they're outselling where they're doing great. They're outselling where the 360 was at this point, but they are second place this generation. They need to be the proactive ones with pricing, which they've been doing, and now with just more bang for your buck, just adding more features, which 1 terabyte is. So
What if Sony hits back with a price drop? Again, not a substantial one, but a smaller one.
well,
they would?
No,
Yeah, I don't think
I
they
think
will either.
PS4 is selling too well. I think
Yeah, that's
what's-
a good point.
I think what's more likely to happen is that Sony simply phases out the 500 gigs and just replaces
Same price
it.
point, bigger hard drive.
Yes, which is what Microsoft did with
Yeah.
the 360s last gen when they were they were the market leader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be my prediction, but I don't know.
Yeah, they upped it to 120.
Well,
Was that the
it
first
No, it started at 20 gigabytes,
Yeah.
and eventually there was a 60, and then we
That's
got
what it
up
was.
to, I think now there might have even been a 40 in there too. I can't even remember anymore.
Yeah. It's been a while.
There was a 120 eventually, but just good to see. Good to see more. And I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, 1 terabyte's still not enough."
I've heard.
I
That if
agree,
you-
but
I've heard that if you plug in an external drive, it actually can read the game faster. Like loading times are reduced. That's what Alex told me. Our tech.
yeah, I think
One of our tech
it
guys.
depends on the drive you get, but
Yeah.
any competent
That's impressive, though.
external USB drive. And that's the thing is, PS4 can't do that. That's a nice thing that you can swap out the drive, but it's a much bigger hassle
Yeah.
with Xbox, and you're replacing it, so you're not getting that plus
It's not
your new drive.
Yeah, it's not additive storage.
Right. With the Xbox One, at least, yeah. I mean, I don't like having another external thing there, but that's just more on paper. It just sits in my entertainment console.
You
I don't
look
really
at
care.
it. Yeah.
So yeah, I've got a 2 terabyte, which will suit me for a while, and I could have gone bigger, but I wanted the USB powered one. Like
Oh, yeah. You don't have to plug it in.
Yeah, they're cheap, like 4 gigabyte external drives, but they're
the big power.
They're the bulkier ones that have external power supplies, and that I definitely didn't want. I have no room for that behind
Yeah.
my entertainment setup.
Mine's
so.
a mess of cables back there. Ain't got no room for hard drives.
I just redid mine a couple weekends ago.
yeah, like cleaned it up.
I completely there was an old subwoofer back there, and I'm like, I'm not using this anymore. Like, it was so dusty.
Yeah.
If you lit a match, it probably would have burned the entire house down.